Students, good morning. Okay, the today topic is physiology of digestion. About the digestion, the process of conversion of complex non-diffusible food substances into simple diffusible forms is called digestion. The digestion it is two accomplished by the two types. Number one, mechanical digestion, and number two, chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion means the food is mechanically converted into simple particles from the large particles or large sized substances is called mechanical digestion. The mechanical digestion usually occurs in the mouth cavity and stomach. Here, mechanical digestion is brought about by the chewing and cutting the food by the teeth. Next, followed with the chemical digestion. Here, chemical digestion means while the food is passed through the alimentary canal, here can expose to some chemical juices in the alimentary canal. Therefore, the food will be digested. Is called chemical digestion. Okay. Now followed by next one, the digestion of food material following parts. Number one, digestion in the buccal cavity. Number two, that is digestion of the food in the stomach, and digestion of food in the small intestine. 3. The digestion occurs three parts in the alimentary canal. Say one is digestion in the small intestine, digestion in the stomach, and followed by the digestion in buccal cavity. Now buccal cavity, other name oral cavity. The buccal cavity performs two major functions. One is mastication of food material, and another one is swallowing the food material. Mastication and swallowing. Mastication means our ingesting food in the buccal cavity mixed with saliva and mucus by the tongue and teeth. Therefore, the food will be masticated. Here, due to presence of mucin substance in the saliva in buccal cavity, now that ingesting food is mixed with food material, the food become to bolus like or ball like structure is called bolus food. That process is called mastication. Mastication means simply here food is thoroughly mixed with the saliva by the teeth and tongue is called mastication. Mastication followed by the swallowing. Swallowing means the name of swallowing is called deglution. Deglution means in Telugu name రింగడం. అంటే ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ బోలస్ ఫుడ్ మెటీరియల్ అనేది బొక్కల క్యావిటీ ద్వారా ఫారింగ్స్ నుంచి ఈసోఫాగస్కి వెళ్ళిపోద్ది అనమాట. దాన్నే స్వాలింగ్ అంటారు అనమాట. ఇక్కడ హియర్ saliva contain various types of components. So in which what are the main components in the saliva? Saliva contains salivary amylase is the enzyme. The name of this one salivary ptyalin. Now beside them also contain some salts such as some electrolytes such as sodium, potassium, chlorine, bicarbonate. Enzymes are salivary amylase. The another enzyme lysozyme. So these are the main components which are present in the saliva. So in which salivary amylase, it helps in the digestion of starch. When our ingesting food material contain large amount of starch, that starch is digested in the presence of salivary amylase. How much amount of starch is digested in the buccal cavity? 30% of starch is digested in the buccal cavity. And now followed by the, if any kind of microbes are ingesting along with the food, now that entered are getting microbial organisms, they are destroyed by the this enzyme is called lysozyme. Lysozyme is the bactericidal enzyme or agent. Here prevent the infections if infectious agents are enter in our body through the food material. So this is a starch equation. Starch conversion to maltose, the presence of salivary amylase. At that time, the pH maintains 6.8. Starch is the polysaccharide, maltose is the disaccharide. Here, complex non-diffusible substance conversion to simple form is called digestion. Coming to here, digestion of the food in the stomach. The bolus food material is mixed with the gastric juice in the stomach. Therefore, the digestion of food occurs in the stomach. In the stomach here also the two types of digestion is occur. One is mechanical digestion, another one is chemical digestion. The first of all, before to mechanical digestion, our stomach store the food approximately 4 to 5 hours. Our stomach store the food approximately how many hours? 4 to 5 hours. You know, due to your muscular movements in the wall of stomach, therefore here the food become to churning movements means the entire food thoroughly mixing with the due to muscular movements of the wall of stomach. Here that muscular movement of wall of stomach, the food will be thoroughly mixing. The thoroughly mixing nothing but churning. Churning movements means the food will be mixing completely takes place in the stomach by the muscular movement of stomach. It's called churning. While the churning the food material, the food will be mechanical digested. Takes place in the stomachs. So due to while the food is churning, that churning food is exposed to enzymes in the stomach. Enzymes in the stomach. So what are the enzymes which are present in the stomach? They are number one, pepsin and renin. Pepsin and renin. These two are the enzymes which are useful for digestion of proteins only. Actually, the renin is the enzyme present only in the mammals at early stage of mammals. Here, pepsin it is present in the most of the all vertebrates here. Now, here before to that one, actually this pepsin and renin they are directly not found active form. Here pepsin and renin these two are the active state. Actually they are not appear directly active state here. They are appear in the form of inactive form. Here the inactive form of the pepsin is called pepsinogen, whereas the inactive form of the renin is called prorenin. Inactive form of the renin is called prorenin. Inactive form of the pepsin is called pepsinogen. Here these pepsin and renin they are digest the protein food material. Now why this how these inactive enzymes are conversion to active form? The help of HCl. Here HCl is the concentrated acid. Here it is secreted by the axontic cells in the stomach. It helps in convert the inactive enzyme to active enzymes here. Now later these active enzymes they are digest the here proteinous food in the stomach. Another important function about the HCl, HCl also helps in the kill the microbes if any infectious agents are escape through the food material. Now that entered microbial organisms are killed by the HCl. Therefore HCl show two functions. One is convert the inactive enzymes to active form. Another function is kill the microbes here. Kill the microbes. That is the specialization of that one. Now see this equation regarding to how digest the protein food in the stomach. First one, prorenin is the inactive form, conversion to renin, the presence of HCl. Now these likewise the pepsinogen is also inactive form, conversion to pepsin, the presence of HCl. Now the renin, what is the use of renin to us? Renin helps in the digestion of protein in the milk. What is the name of the protein in the milk? Casein is the protein present in the milk, mother milk. That protein is conversion to calcium paracaseinate in the presence of renin. If no renin, this casein protein is not digested. Here, the casein conversion to calcium paracaseinate in the presence of renin. Here, this reaction or this process usually occurs in the early stage of mammals. So, while the baby, whenever the baby sucks the milk from the mother, during that stage of development of mammal, that ingesting or sucking milk contain casein protein, that protein conversion to calcium paracaseinate in the presence of renin enzyme. Now later this calcium paracaseinate conversion to peptones. Now in the presence of pepsin. Finally next one, pepsin directly involved in the digestion of proteins. Proteins are conversion to protease and peptones. Proteins are conversion to protease and peptones. Now these incomplete digested proteins they are mixed with the HCl due to churning movement. Therefore, this incomplete digested proteinous food become to acidic state. That food is called chyme. You should remember chyme. Say what is the chyme? Chyme means partially digested acidic food in the stomach is called chyme. Partially digested acidic food in the stomach is called chyme. Now coming to here, digestion in the small intestine. Into the small intestine, the various juices are released. So in which here first one, this is the first part of small intestine. See, this is the first part of small intestine. Into it here, from the gallbladder, bile juice is released. From the pancreas, pancreatic juice is released. So simultaneously, from the inner wall of the small intestine, there contains some glands. They are called intestinal glands. From these glands also, intestinal juices are released. Therefore, three types of juices which are released into the small intestine for digestion of food material. Therefore, the digestion of food takes place in the small intestine. The first of all, here digestion of food in the small intestine by the three juices here. Here, while the food is digested, the intestinal juice is maintained the 7.8 pH. So, due to containing a large amount of bicarbonates and some other alkaline substances. Therefore, the intestinal juice medium is the 7.8. 7.8. The pH of intestinal juice is 7.8. Now, due to muscularis externa of the small intestine, muscularis externa small intestine, here the food is chemically digested, takes place in the small intestine. How to digest the food material in the small intestine? The following process. First of all, digestion of proteins here. How proteins are digested? Here the intestinal juice contains here following enzymes here. They are trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxypeptidase, or the inactive enzymes here. The trypsinogen is conversion to trypsin in the presence of enterokinase. Where is it found? Enterokinase is the enzyme here found in the intestinal juice. This enzyme is the active enzyme present in the intestinal juice. This active enzyme is act as a catalyzer for converting of trypsin from the trypsinogen. Actually, trypsinogen is the inactive form. This inactive enzyme is conversion to active form by catalyzer active enzyme is called enterokinase. Simultaneously, trypsinogen conversion to trypsin. Now, trypsinogen also again conversion to trypsin by autocatalysis. Autocatalysis means an inactive enzyme is conversion to active form by without any catalyzer. Here in the presence of catalyzer, trypsinogen conversion to trypsin. Here this is not autocatalysis, this is a non-autocatalysis. Here autocatalysis means an inactive enzyme conversion to active form by own itself is called autocatalysis. You should remember. Likewise, here also, if absence of HCl, the pepsinogen conversion to pepsin. Therefore, here if absence or presence of HCl, pepsinogen directly conversion to pepsin. If absence the HCl, directly pepsinogen conversion to pepsin. If presence the HCl, though convert the pepsin from the pepsinogen. Likewise, if absence the enterokinase, trypsinogen directly convert the trypsin. If presence the enterokinase, also convert the trypsin from the trypsinogen. So this is the reactions are example for the autocatalysis. Autocatalysis simply means an inactive enzyme conversion to active form by own itself is called autocatalysis. Give two examples. One is trypsinogen conversion to trypsin, another one is pepsinogen conversion to pepsin. Now coming to next one, chymotrypsin conversion to chymotrypsin, chymotrypsinogen conversion to chymotrypsin in the presence of trypsin, trypsinogen conversion to trypsin, chymotrypsinogen conversion to chymotrypsin in the presence of trypsin, and followed by the here the the food contain here various kinds of partial incomplete digested here proteinous food here, that is such as proteins, protease and peptones. They are partially hydrolyzed proteins which are present in the small intestine. Yeah, these are digested actually present in the stomach. Here they are mixed with the saliva, make chyme. Chyme contain these substances. Finally, these substances are incomplete digested proteinous food is also known as chyme, reach the intestine, and later digestion of this one takes place in the small intestine. So first of all, how digest the protein in the small intestine. Here proteins, protease, peptones. Actually these are digested takes place in the stomach in the presence of pepsin enzyme. Proteins are digested to protease and peptones. So here these protease and peptones reach the small intestine in the presence of trypsin, chymotrypsin, carboxypeptidase and aminopeptidases. These are enzymes. These enzymes they are exclusively digest these substances into this one. That is tripeptides and dipeptides. Tripeptides and dipeptides they are coming from proteins, protease and peptones. Later these tripeptides are converted into dipeptides and aminopeptides. Now these dipeptides are finally converted into amino acids in the presence of dipeptidase. Dipeptides are converted into amino acids. Tripeptides are converted into dipeptides in the presence of tripeptidase. Tripeptidases. So what are the peptidases? Peptidases they are the here small molecules of the proteins here, not simple molecules here. Now simple molecules or simple form of the proteins are called amino acids. These are coming from this one, and these are coming from this one, and these are coming from this one. These are coming from this one. So these are produced this one, from this one these are produced. Finally this one these are forms. These are complex substances. These are moderate substances. These are the very moderate substances. So these are the simple substances, means these are the non-diffusible complex substances conversion to simple diffusible forms through tripeptides and dipeptides. So this is the digestion of proteins in the small intestine, and followed by the next one, digestion of fats. Digestion of fats. The how digest the fats. First of all, fats are emulsified in the presence of bile salts. So where are the bile salts? Bile salts present in the bile juice. Bile juice contain bile salts and bile pigments. Here the fats are conversion to emulsified fats. Means emulsification means a large sized fat molecules or fat globules which are converted into simple fat droplets called emulsified in the presence of bile salts. What are bile salts? So they are sodium and potassium glycocolate and tarocolate. So yesterday I explained about the functions of liver. So in which here liver show following functions. They are secretion, storage and synthesis. Here what is secreted by the liver? Bile juice is secreted. That bile juice contain bile pigments and bile salts. Here bile salts they were helps in the emulsification of fats. Emulsification means large sized fat globules are converted into simple fat droplets called emulsification. Here fat conversion to emulsified fats. These emulsified fats which are digested into disglycerides and monoglycerides in the presence of lipase. Where is the lipase? Lipase also source in the pancreatic juice and intestinal juice. Now emulsified fats which are converted into diglycerides. Now later these diglycerides are converted into monoglycerides. Same enzyme, that is lipases. Finally the monoglycerides are converted to fatty acids and glycerols. Here fatty acids and glycerols are the simple form of the fats, whereas amino acids are the simple form of the proteins. Amino acids are the simple form of the proteins. Next one, fatty acids and glycerols are the simple form of the fats.